Lead Institute, a community correctional and training organization. Hey everyone, this is Yvette, and I want to introduce you to my brand new series, Overcoming Trauma. In this series, we'll talk about the causes of trauma, some of the behavioral issues as it relates to trauma, and then we'll talk about some of the coping strategies so that we can be able to overcome trauma. In my book, Sex for Candies, I share my personal experience of trauma at a very early age. And I also share some of the coping strategies that help me to overcome trauma. And I want to be able to share those with you. According to Wikipedia, trauma results from an event or a series of events that is experienced by an individual as physically or emotionally harmful or threatening, and that has a lasting adverse effect on that individual's functioning and physical, social, emotional, or spiritual well-being. My experience of trauma was one that was very debilitating and left me with just years of living in fear, anxiety, and being really traumatized. And so I want to walk you through some of the ways of how I was able to overcome the trauma in my life. And I want to start by saying how it all began with me. Really, at the age of 5, I was sexually molested, and then it really turned my life into a life of devastation. And so I lived throughout my whole childhood years into my young adult and also right into my adult life, being totally devastated. So I want to be able to share those 4 coping strategies with you. And the very first one is to seek professional help. The second one is to engage with meditation. The third one is to get involved with physical exercise. And the fourth one is to get involved with a cognitive behavioral therapy treatment, or what we call CBT. So now let's talk about the very first one that I mentioned, which is to find professional help. That is to identify someone that you can confide in about what you've been experiencing. For me, it took me almost 35 years to actually go to a counselor and seek professional help for the trauma that I've been experiencing in my life. So I want to encourage you to find someone, be it a pastor, a teacher, or a friend that you can confide in, or anyone that you can confide in. Find that person and discuss what you are going through and be able to start the healing process. My final advice is to go to a professional counselor and get that professional help. By doing so, they'll guide you through step by step how you can be able to process the traumatic experience that you've experienced and be able to overcome. I want to thank you for joining me here today on this session. I look forward to seeing you next week where we talk about meditation. If you are on our YouTube channel, I want you to go ahead and subscribe. If you're on our Facebook page, please go ahead and like the page. I look forward to seeing you.